What did they do to you? You poor little thing. What did they do? You tell me all about it. Oh, no. Well, you know what? Your Auntie Juanita made this especially for you, and she sent it all the way from South Africa just for you in baby size, okay? So you just wear it whenever you want to, no matter who makes fun of you, okay? All right. Hi. It's been a while. 13 months, 14 months, actually, since we've made a content theft video. We're back. You see, it's been a while since a particular situation popped up, and when it did, everybody went crazy messaging me. Steph, are you going to talk about this? Steph, what about this situation? Steph, what are your thoughts on this situation? Listen, it has not stopped. I have heard you. Obviously, I have heard you. I responded to you. But I was just mad, okay? I was really, really mad at a lot of the things that were going on surrounding the situation. So I needed some time. It turns out I needed a lot of time because I'm still mad, but people still asking me for it. My staff, all of you guys, everybody is asking me about it. So we're going to talk about the situation. Yes, we are. By the way, this lovely pattern is knitted. It's not crochet. It's made by Miss Juanita Muir of South Africa. It's called the Mochaccino Shawl. You can get yours on nurturingfiber.com. Okay, all right. So, little lovely child, I love him so much. I'm sure that the vast majority of you guys were around about 8-9 months ago now. Maybe, no, probably longer now, when this whole situation exploded. So what I'm going to do is I am going to talk to you today about why it's not okay to take something from anybody, because during this whole situation, I saw a lot of things that were not okay. I saw a lot of comments that were being said that they just blew my mind. And when I say blew my mind, I mean really blew my mind. There were a couple days where I just had to completely walk away from social media altogether for the health of my blood pressure, because it was not okay. Folks were completely on board with somebody, a whole bunch of somebodies actually, because there was a bunch of folks that jumped on board with creating crochet designs of this lovely little guy here and selling them, which is not okay. Now, I heard a lot of people say things like, Disney has enough money, they won't ever miss it. How horrible of Disney, you know, they're always chasing down everybody. The mouse is going to get you, you know, horrible things like that. And it really, really, really made me sad, because somebody worked really, really hard to build that up. And the entitlement of my fellow humans to just do whatever they want to do with somebody else's property kind of annoys me. But then a situation happened in January, which flipped the entire script for me, and I got all fired up about it all over again. So we're going to get into that. Disclaimer before we do. You may or may not like a whole lot of the things that I'm going to say in this video. I'm still going to say them, and you're not going to change my mind about it. So there's two questions that I want to pose to you, the viewer, through this entire situation. And I'm going to tell stories to build up to my questions. So you're just going to have to deal with it, because I tell stories. That's what I do. I talk a lot. In January, those of you who follow my channel or follow along with Good Loops will know that I was in New York City for Vogue Knitting Live with my partner Jennifer and my very good friend Bonnie over from Bonnie Bay Crochet. And we were working Vogue Knitting Live. Jennifer and I were vending there. Bonnie went there to help us out. So after our first day of vending, we were back in the hotel room and we were all getting ready to go to bed. We were doing our evening things. Bonnie and I were already in our pajamas in bed. She was checking emails, responding to everything that she couldn't respond to during the day. I was checking over social media, doing the exact same thing for all of you guys. And Jennifer was in the shower. And all of a sudden, I open up Facebook and my good Judy Marley Bird was live. Did somebody in the back just say that they don't know who Marley Bird is? For those of you who do not know, Marley Bird, Marley Bird, as in tweet tweet, caca, tweet tweet, bird, is the National Red Hearts spokesperson. She is also a fellow designer, a fellow YouTuber, and somebody that I am very, very grateful and proud to call my good Judy. I love her to pieces. But she had just gone live, and I clicked it because she's my good Judy, and that's what you do when somebody's your good Judy. You watch them when they're live. And she was in tears, and she was talking about how her entire channel, her entire YouTube channel, guys, had been spoofed, stolen. Somebody had taken all of her videos and they had uploaded them onto the platform called Roku, and she had been notified about it, and she was battling with this person. They had stolen everything. That's years worth of work, years worth of her content that they had decided that they were going to steal and that they were going to profit from. We were not okay. Bonnie stopped what she was doing. Jennifer had gotten out of the shower. We all piled into the bed and we were all watching the video, holding back tears as we're watching Marley explain the situation, what had happened to her and what was going on with it. Now, in that moment, this is the interesting thing, and it's a fabulous thing. But the interesting thing is that our community exploded. And when I say it exploded, I mean wrath of doom, okay? Wrath of doom. Apocalyptic, Jesus is coming. We got to build an ark because you cannot handle the wave of wrath that is coming towards you. Wrath of doom happened because this was one of our own. They had stolen from one of our own. They had stolen from somebody that we know and love, unless you're one of those folks back there in the back somewhere who didn't know. You gotta change that. Anywho, had stolen something from somebody that we know and love, and we were not okay with it because that's our person. That's one of our people, and you just stole from them. How dare you? To the person who did that, to the crazy, stupid guy in Arizona who did that, who will probably never ever see my video, how insanely stupid do you have to be? Not only did you go and steal somebody's hard work, but you had to choose probably one of the most popular crocheters and knitters of them all. Of them all. Not only that, but you had to choose the person who was the national spokesperson for Red Heart Yarns, who coincidentally about 1.5 years, 2 years ago was bought out by SpinRite, which makes them part of the group that is the largest manufacturer of yarn in all of North America. All of North America. I dare say the entire world. Massive, massive manufacturing company of yarn. And you are so stupid that you had to go after her channel. Oh, I don't. So I don't know exactly what has happened with this situation. I haven't asked Marley because I don't want to bother her anymore with it, and quite frankly, it's actually none of my business. So I've left her to her privacy and to deal with the situation. But it happened, and it was a big thing that happened. Everybody jumped on the bandwagon of help Marley. This is horrible, support Marley, as we should. But my question to you is, why is it not okay for somebody to steal from one of our own? And it's perfectly okay to do it when it's another big corporation. I don't get that. I just do not get it. There are so many people that I had seen in so many different social media situations, on Instagram, on Facebook, and Facebook groups. Everybody was making comments about this, and there were a whole lot of comments that were defending the designers that were stealing from Disney. These same people turned around and were rallying with Marley because she's one of our own. It just blows my mind. It's wrong what happened to Marley. That man that took from Marley what was not his to take and started profiting from it, he was wrong. The people that decided to design and sell patterns using a company's property that was not theirs, that they did not have permission to do, were wrong. There is no difference. None. Absolutely none. Think about that, because a lot of people apparently haven't thought about that. Why is it not okay when it's one of our own, but it's okay when it's somebody from outside of our industry? The other thing that we need to consider here that I don't think a lot of people are considering is the fact that all of these companies that get stolen from, that everybody fusses about every time they take somebody to court over their trademark or over their copyright, over their property, everybody always fusses about it. They all started somewhere. They all started with one person or two people. They all came from very humble beginnings. They didn't just all of a sudden wake up and poof, this massive organization was theirs and they were multimillionaires. In some cases, billionaires. And in one case, even a trillionaire. So I'm going to give you a different way to look at this, okay? Because that's what I do. I bring in analogies. I flip the script and make you look at things from a different perspective, just in case what I've just said is not getting through to you, okay? I'm going to say 4 names to you, all right? We have Bill Gates, Microsoft. We have Steve Jobs, Apple. We have Jeff Bezos with Amazon. And then we have Walt Disney, who we've been talking about through this whole thing. Do you know what all of them have in common? Aside from the fact that they're all filthy rich. All of them started their companies in garages. All of them. And in Steve Jobs' case, he didn't even start it in his own garage. He started it in his mama and his daddy's garages, okay? Those men were somebody's babies. Now, I want you to think about if your baby was one of these guys, or if your baby created something that was so awesome and so unique and so new that it took off and they became the next millionaire, the next billionaire, or the world's second trillionaire. Now, I realize that some of us don't have children for multiple reasons, so I'm just going to ask you to just hypothetically, okay, work with me. If this was your baby, and you had watched them build this from nothing unto this big, huge thing, this global name that everybody knew, that everybody was using, that everybody recognized, would you be okay with somebody taking your baby's property and profiting from it? Would you? If you answered yes, then you are a very, very specific breed of animal that does not exist out there very much. You are a unicorn, you must be, or use a lie and the devil's inside you. I said what I said. Seriously. None of us. I don't know anybody who would be okay with watching somebody steal from their child. Those people have children. Those are somebody's babies. Every single last one of them built companies so they could leave something behind for their own children. That's what I'm doing. That's what I hope to do one day. Jennifer and I both do. We want to build up Good Loops and eventually leave a legacy for our family and for all of you guys. Hopefully you guys will look at us in a kind manner. We work very, very hard for that. But that's the whole point of doing everything. Nobody ever starts anything and goes, okay, well, you know, when I'm gone, I'm just gone. That's the way it is. No. You do it to leave behind your legacy. You do it to make sure that your family is taken care of afterwards. So when you're doing this, you're stealing from somebody. There is no two ways about it. You're stealing from somebody because there is a way to do it legally. I'm not saying it's easy, because Lord knows it's not easy. But you know what? Mattel back there, little baby back there playing with the bonbons. Look at him. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, so Mattel did not just all of a sudden just go, woohoo, ooh, the baby, the child, he's popular, we're going to start manufacturing him. No, that's not what they did. They went through the proper procedures. They purchased a license from Disney, and then they started manufacturing and selling, because that's the way that this works. It doesn't matter what industry you are in. It doesn't. Can you imagine somebody breaking into your favorite indie dyer's place of business, okay, and stealing their recipe book so they can take off and they can start reproducing the exact same yarns in the exact same colorways that your favorite indie dyer is producing in? Can you imagine that? That's wrong, right? Guys, it's no different. No different at all. Just quit it. I don't know. Quit it. Just. Ugh. So the last thing that I'm going to point out coincides with everything here, okay? One of these situations exploded. It got very, very, very big. And one of the things that was happening was the designer actually put out, please don't give away my pattern, because the mouse got them, as they should have. Please don't give away my pattern. If you purchased it, please don't give away my pattern. Everybody was, okay, not everybody, because there's some severely dishonest people out there, but a whole lot of people were going, how wrong it was to share this pattern, because it's a paid for pattern and that's their copyrighted material and you shouldn't be sharing it. Yada, 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 yada. Okay? Normally, yes. Yes. Okay? Yes, you should never, ever share patterns with anybody. You should give them the source and let them go get their own pattern. Yes. But guys, you can't copyright something that is not yours. You can't. You cannot claim copyright for something that was not yours to begin with. You just can't. That's like, all right, look, whew, okay, calm down. Listen, if somebody steals your car because they don't have the money to go and buy their own car, but they have to get to work, and it takes the police a week to find them with your car, is it okay? No, it's not okay. That person who stole your car doesn't get to look at you and go, well, it's my car now. You know, I've got it. That whole 9/10 possession is 9/10 of the law. That doesn't apply to everything, folks. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter if you need it to go to work or if you've had it for X amount of time. You still don't own it. It's not yours. It's the same principle. You can't copyright something that you've stolen. You can't. What do you... Has this fluff been here the entire time? Why didn't one of y'all tell me about that? I just don't get it. I don't understand the mentality. Time and time and time again, I heard Disney is so selfish. Disney has so much money. What do they care? Because it's theirs and it's not yours. and you don't get to do with other people's property what you want to do with it. That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. Ever. It just isn't. So you need to sit down, you need to think about how you're living your life, and you need to pay attention to the people that you are idolizing, the people that you are following, and the people that you are giving money to. Because at the end of the day, it's theft. There's no way to sugarcoat it. I'm not even going to attempt because I don't want to. It's theft. People are stealing, and you are giving your money to someone who is a thief. And next time somebody steals, it could be from one of your babies or your hypothetical babies. One of the other, okay? So you need to think about that. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. It's been a pleasure to be back. Sorry it's been so long. I just needed to calm down, okay? You guys, be kind to everybody. Do the right thing. Just do the right thing. I'll see you next time.